Ooh. What up, people? It's your boy, Master Chudy, out here with another comic review. And so we have it The Flash War Prelude, The Flash. Annual number one. Who remembers Wally West? And Joshua Williamson has done a very good job of marketing this. This cover is fantastic. Absolutely incredible. So, let's get into this, man. I'm telling you, this is going to be good. So, we see Flash memorabilia broken up. You see an old picture of Wally West as Kid Flash and Barry Allen. And somebody's asking if you're a Flash fan. He's like, I met Barry Allen once. Wasn't impressed. I was disappointed. So we're in the 25th century museum right here. The life of Iris Allen, everything's like this. You just see him like that. And this is definitely after the fact when Eobard and Barry fought in the future. And we say, seeing the Flash Museum total doesn't faze me much. It's like, well, whoever did this, it would totally find the security data. But the science police officer swears they saw a flash outside before it went down. It's like, not unheard of for the Flash to take a time ship that causes trouble. Did he happen to recognize which Flash it was? Commander, sir, my evidence scanner is showing some unreal readings. And we just see that they find out that Eobard Thawne was here. It's like, my brother Buck is picking up traces of his corpse imprint in the air. This case just escalated to murder, and the time of death matches when the destruction was caused. Impossible. Run this scan again. All of Thawne's deaths have been recorded in the Flash Museum archives. Someone should have locked up Thawne up in Iron Heights and thrown Thawne away in the key a long time ago. It's like, that hellhole is equipped to hold one person now. You know that. Reverse Flash put them there. The one good thing Thawne ever did. Intriguing. Wonder who Thawne locked up. It's like, hold on. It's like, there's some heavy temporal flaps. And then it's coming from, of course, the Wally West wing, and then we all know that then he just gets to live out every kid's fantasy and team up with his hero, call himself the Kid Flash. No one is that lucky. We just see. So they're just talking about the history of Wally West. That, our history books detail that changes were made to the timeline and West was nearly lost in the Speed Force, but he found a lightning rod to pull him back so he could be the Flash again, and say, that isn't right. The history here is all wrong. And we just see him with the Titans. It's like, the energy is overflowing. The energy overflowing is this more than the temporal fluxes. I'm picking up other forces beyond anything I've ever seen. Whatever they are, they're tied to what events that happened in the 21st century. Something big must have happened that damaged the Speed Force across all time and space. Nice intro. So we see the top, a nice splash page. Right here, it's like spin, Central City spin. So we see Kid Flash and then Wally West Flash go ahead and try to stop them. And you just see this story takes place before the Flash number 39. So they're in present day. So this is before Grodd shows up. So my name is Wally West, and Kid Flash's real name is also Wally West. It gets confusing, I know. We're superheroes, except my planet didn't blow up, my parents weren't shot in an alley, and I wasn't chosen to be a space cop. All that happened to me was the Flash. And we see Barry Allen bust in. You see the top doing some hijinks saying that, look, man, is that really you, Flash? It's hard to trust my own eyes nowadays. It's been a real struggle to keep reality straight in my head. See, can you please show Tornado Man what speed really is, Flash? It's like the top spin can hit an F5 on a fajita scale, Kid Flash, but there's a reason why he's considered one of our most dangerous foes. He gives off a wave of energy that can cause vertigo. It's like, tisk. How embarrassing for you, Flash, to feel your mind spinning further and further away, but I know how it feels to have your world go topsy-turvy. And then you just see Barry's like, my mom always told me, he gives it a good ribbon. And then, of course, meanwhile, basically Kid Flash and Wally West, OG, go ahead, they whirl around the top thing, they've broken his balance, and of course, kapow, crack. And the top is defeated. So somebody tell me what a top is without looking up it online. Say, that's mean, Kid Flash. Teen Titans used to respect their elders. That's funny. It's like, police already? Someone must have called, which means 3, 2, 1. Iris West, Central City Citizen coming through. Yo, News Flash. It's like, I'm curious, who is this new red-headed Flash is? You just see Wally's like, yeah, I gotta go. It's like, was it something I've said? And it's like, he's shy. We better catch up to him. And we just see the Flashes running like this. Boom, look at that. It's like, Wally, are you still not ready to tell Iris you're here? It's like, not in the street for an interview. Besides, I'm hungry. Come on, I know the best place. So they hit up a taco stand. Basically, they're having a good time, and he's like, this was a tradition that me and Aunt Iris used to have when she saved me from my parents. It's like, it was a tradition between us, and then Barry's like, Wally, it's time. It's like, not today. It's like, when then? I tried to get you and Iris together so you finally deal with it. Finally talk to her about the missing time and memories, who you are, that you're alive, and then we just see, try to. It's like, wait, did you, wait, just now, with the top, Iris was there because you tipped her off. How could you do that without talking to me? And you just see Barry's like, you need her. He's like, you need her, Wally. It's like, Aunt Iris needs you, man. All this timey-wimey stuff is a headache. It's like, and she's been having some mean nightmares ever since she killed Thawne. And you just see Wally just freaks out like, what? Iris did what? And yeah, Kid Flash is like, you didn't tell? I thought you, Barry, man. Right. Barry, tell me. And he just explains, basically. A few months ago, Eva Thawne kidnapped Iris, brought her to the 21st century, tormented her. Thawne and I fought. I managed to remove his connection to the negative speed force, turning him human. But when he threatened us again, Iris basically disintegrated his body to ash. And this takes place, and he dies, obviously, in the Flash number 27, which I have. And you didn't think to tell me? And it's like, watch yourself, Wally, we're in public. Yeah, dude, ixnay on the eadspace. Watch myself. Like, I trust you to watch Iris, so he runs away. So Wally's running away, and you just see, Wally, stop, don't make me chase you. It's like, and Wally's like, if I really wanted to run, you wouldn't be able to stop me, Barry. So whatever you have to say, say it. So, oh, dang. So it's like, basically, I know things didn't work out with Linda. What? Do not bring Linda into this. Like, you never needed to tiptoe around the past, Wally. But it's like you hit one roadblock and then gave up. You've done nothing in the last year to rebuild the rest of your life. Nothing. You've been the Flash nonstop. And you just see Wally's angry, rightfully so. It's like, I've gotten this speech from everyone, Barry. Superman, the Titans. But this isn't about just me. This has always been about you. You want me to talk to Iris so you don't have to lie to her anymore. You let Iris be in danger because you couldn't handle Thawne. It's like, Wally, you were not there. Oh, because you were always there when people needed you. Oh, damn. That was cold. And he's like, what is that supposed to mean? So while he's there, you could just see this nice progression of Kid Flash coming in. And he's like, whoa, guys, we're family here. I swear, if you two force me to make any slow down puns, I'll never forgive you. It's like, Wally, I'm sorry. I should have told you about Thawne. But that doesn't change the fact that you haven't moved on with your life. He's like, it's okay, Barry. Like you said, it's my life, my responsibility to move forward, and here's my first step. So he just leaves, bam. He's like, you think he'll be okay? I hope so. And you just see, of course, Barry apologized. That's what he does. It's who he is, but and then he goes back to Titan's Tower in New York. Barry doesn't get it. Because of the Flashpoint and Abracadabra, we still don't know how much of my life was ripped away. And he expects me to hit the ground running, but to where? There's already a Flash and a Kid Flash. The only people who remember me are the Titans and the Justice League. Are the Titans, and the Justice League forced us to disband. Okay, so this is after Titans number 19. I like that. It's like, whenever I got lost, I would go to Linda, but all of the Man of Time stuff freaked her out. And Iris, I miss the people who are in my life, but it's like, there could be someone else who remembers. So he decides to leave, and then he remembers Frances Kane, who she knew, who was Frankie Magenta, but she went mad. And he remembers how they used to be an item, how they almost got married, but this was before he met Linda. It's like, ever since I got back from the Speed Force, a lot of my memories have been hit or miss. But I still remember Frankie. Is she a hero? Does she even have her powers? So we see Frances Kane, a.k.a. Magenta, at college. It's like, hey, Sally, if you meet me for coffee tomorrow, I'll help you with your paper, okay? And it's like, you're the best, Frankie. So she's out here being a normal college girl. It's like, I should have checked in on her after I got back, like I should have done with a lot of people. It's like, hey, Frankie. It's like, no one's called me that since I was a kid. Well, we were friends once upon a time. It's like, my name is Wally West. So you see this, the art is so good. Let me just say it like that. So she's like, who? And it's like, we both grew up in Blue Valley, Nebraska. Listen, I'm bad with names, but I never forget a face. And I've never seen yours before. And it's like, it was like we'd have snowball fights and sled down the slope in front of Mr. Perez's place. And he said, while he's just about to give up, he's like, goodbye, Frank. He's like, I taught you how to make snow angels. It's like, you took me dancing. Oh, look at that. Wally? It's like, yes. I was like, oh man, you have no idea how freaked out I was to talk to you. I was so afraid you wouldn't remember me. We were a couple. I was a Titan and I became a rogue. And here we go. I remember. Oh boy. I remember everything. Oh, she going crazy. Wally, you done messed up. So he starts saving people. And it's like, I like this transition to a suit, basically. It's like, not like the button thing, but it's kind of like a coating. But anyway, it's like, what are you doing, Frankie? He said, no, Frankie, Magenta, that's my name, right? That's what you made me into, this monster. And he's like, no, you were a hero. And it's like what, a hero like you? Someone who pushes people until they break? And she basically just freaks out, and he's like, yeah, I should have thought this through. But we see that she makes this house of hers, and it's like I was just Frances Kane, didn't exist. She was locked away, safe from hurting anyone, including myself. But it's like, but here you are again, dragging me back into misery. It's like, what is this place? It's like, have you really forgotten everything? Even, it's like the home we shared. Oh, dang! It's like that is so like you, Wally, racing in and out of people's lives. And it's like Magenta. Like someone made changes to the timeline, altered things, and my memory. There are pieces missing, and you felt like you wanted to share your pain. It's like, did you even consider that I didn't want to remember you? And he said, I did. I was like, what? It's like, it's all I've been thinking about. Why I came to see you in the first place, wondering if there was even a point to me coming back at all. And he's like, it's what I couldn't say to Barry about Iris. What he can't even ever understand. When he came back, everyone was so happy the Flash was back. Me, the world didn't even skip a beat. The woman who raised me, who introduced me to the Flash doesn't know I exist. Maybe Magenta's right. Linda, Iris, maybe they're better off not remembering me, happier in a life without me in it. Oh, dang. This is why I like this Wally West. I can connect with the OG Wally West a lot. So, like, I don't have a real life anymore, a life outside this costume. And anytime I slow down to think about it, all I can do is think about how disconnected I feel from the people around me. But it wasn't fair to put that on you. I screwed up because I was scared. I'm sorry, Frankie. And I'm also sorry about this. Woo, switcheroo. Bang, and she's like, I'll kill you. It's like, I'm going to bring you back. So basically, Wally takes her back to where they grew up. To the house they share. It's like, this is where I grew up, where we grew up. I haven't been home in years. The smell of snow and the pine trees in the air, it was my favorite part of winter. I had forgotten, and, hopefully there can be hope. And basically she explains that Argus said I can go back to school without trouble, Wally. They have a team of trained therapists to help me with my special issues. And Wally's apologizing, saying he screwed up. It was dumb and selfish of me to spring all those memories on you. It's like, oh, it totally was for sure. I could tell some of it faded away once I calmed down. You restored a lot of bad memories, Wally. But I also got good memories back, like how you're a horrible dancer. And he's like, yeah. It's like, Frankie, knowing the truth can be a burden. Are you sure you're okay with it? She's happy. It's like, I would rather know. I mean, come on. If you found out a big part of your life was missing, wouldn't you go a little nuts? It's like, right. And it's like, but everything you said about feeling disconnected, it reminded me of when we were together. You were so afraid of failing the Flash's legacy back then. The Wally I remember didn't just step out of the shadow. He shone bright. There was no shadow. It's like, thanks, Frankie. It's like, so are you saying a keystone? Well, the problem with not having a life outside of the Flash is that I kind of sort of don't have any money, but you know what? I can ask an old friend for a favor. So basically, Dick took Bruce's card and got him a nice high-rise apartment. And he's like, hey, don't worry about it. It's like, we're family and I got you. So I see that, it's like, I was mad at Barry before because he was right. I was standing still. I need to rebuild it and move on. But it doesn't mean I can't look back at where I've been and celebrate it. So it's like, Wally, your father think it'd be a best idea. So he's just remembering, basically. And I think that he's like, it might not be the summer, but I think I need to pay Central City a visit. So basically, he sees what happens, which is the lead up to Flash number 39. If you want, check out my last review of it. It's like, it's time to run the roadblocks in my life, rebuild my memories, good and bad, and I know Iris will help with that. It's like, but no matter what happens, no matter the changes in my life, I will always be the Flash. Look at this. Beautiful page. To be continued in Flash 40. So we're going to find out what happens. And I guess he's going to meet Iris. Like, thank you for meeting with me, Your Honor. So we go back to the 25th century. And we basically see that I know that you sent us to investigate the Flash Museum destruction, but the temporal energies we have uncovered is affecting actual history. It's like, and there are traces of other forces that it's like none of which are concerned. Need I remind you that what happened the last time a person attempted illegal research into time shifts? I have been informed that Eobal Thawne was murdered here, and you're distracted. Do I need to give this assignment to another agent of the temporal courts? It's like, no, sir. You're right. Thawne deserves justice. During the cleanup, we found the murder weapon. It's a black hole gun, which we test for fingers, and the specialist we have is Iris West. Oh boy. So they're going after Iris West. She was a famous reporter in the 21st century. We haven't been able to uncover why or how she was in the 25th century, but she was also the matriarch of the Flash family. It's like, I'm well aware of Iris West's profile. The men and women who have called themselves the Flash survived many tragedies because they had her in their lives. But her position in the Flash family does not give her permission to kill, even someone like Eobal Thawne. I don't like mysteries, Commander. Retrieve Iris West from the 21st century for questioning. You should expect some resistance. And it's like, don't worry, Your Honor. The Renegades are on the case. So the Renegades are obviously, definitely not alter egos of the Rogues. So we have Mirror Monarch, Commander Cold, Heatstroke, Weather Warlock, Golden Guardian. This is exactly the kind of mission you were created for. And of course to mock the Rogues. After all these years, all the tragedy I've suffered, the deaths I've let it drag me to, I can finally prove that only by surviving doesn't make one stronger. I recreated myself again to help the Flash, and in turn the future. I will do anything to make the one true Flash into the hero we need. And all it took was being trapped in the 25th century to figure out what that would entail. Zoom will make the Flashes go to war. And we see Hunter Zolomon. Zoom, return. To be continued in the Flash War Part 1 in Flash 40 number 47 out in May. Oh, God. So we see Joshua Williamson as the writer, Howard Porter and Kristen Duce the arts, Hi-Fi the colors, and so on and so forth. This is probably the best annual I've read, and yes, I'm putting it over the Red Hood annual I read. This is great. We empathize with Wally West, and we see that a major player is returning. A lot of old DC characters are coming back, which is good. So I give this a good 10 out of 10. This is perfect to me. So once again, thank y'all for liking. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notifications to make sure you're notified. Once again, I do these reviews for you, the people, because I want to discuss good comics and get your views out there, see what you think, question me on the quality and whatnot. So thank y'all for watching, and I should have more videos up later today.